One of the bits we didn't get to touch on was, and we sort of glossed over it in the show, funding, raising capital is a necessity. It's an obligation. It's not something it's not an achievement. Can you explain to me that statement?
Yeah. I think I don't know, with the birth of YC, with the birth of gaming the system for these things, I feel like a lot of people view fundraising as a milestone for a startup. And most startups need fundraising. Like, let's be honest, even if you are trying to just quit your job and work on something full time, I can see this idea of like you want to raise money to give yourself some security to have a small team. Like all that stuff's fine,
I've
but
considered it even for this.
yeah, it's just it's not. I think it's very negative to view it as an accomplishment because at the end of the day, it's kind of like I had this guy the other day. He was telling me about how he wants to build an acquirable business, an acquirable B2C play.
Okay.
And I was like, dude, there's no such thing. If you focus on getting users and you focus on making like and disrupting the space that has some incumbents in them, they will reach out to you to buy you because you're figuring something out and you're growing faster with a user base that they want than they can. Right? You don't have to focus on being acquirable. You actually just have to focus on the fundamental problem. And he also had mentioned how he said that it makes sense because I had actually built a previous startup that was very fundable, but didn't actually do anything useful. So we had a big ticket name CTO and a big ticket name like founding engineer, but they weren't actually good at running a startup from 0 to 1 because they worked at big tech corporations and they weren't able to get a foothold to like make revenue or figure out what the customer wanted or build that first product. And it looked good for the investors, but at the end of the day, the fundraising should have been a tool for them to achieve their goals, not necessarily an accomplishment or designing your startup around being fundraisable. So I think when I say that to people, it's just like you need to think that I want to build this company. What are my actual holes? What do I need to hire a team? Do I need to find a co-founder? I can't find a co-founder. I need to hire. Okay, like there should be a very bottoms up understanding of what do I need capital for? Am I trying to grow fast and skip profit initially? Is that why I need capital? Something like Curio, where it's a very high capital intensive cost to begin with. Am I trying to like close some gap? Whatever it is, you need to I think the best way to fundraise is to actually legitimately have a bottoms up, like first principle of I have a solid reason to need money. I need to find it for this to work. There's no other way. Um, and whereas when people just start off a startup saying, okay, well, step one is raising money, like, no, 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 no. It's always the same step. Build a product people want and have them pay for it. And if something's getting in your way and that's capital, okay, then go to fundraising. But I just think a lot of startups be a lot better off with that fundamental approach to it.
It's nice that you get to hit the notes and celebrate the successes of a fundraise, right? It's like you do the series, you do the pre-seed, you do the seed, you do the series A, and it's great. You hit the milestones. But I agree with you that it's just the business requires this capital investment, so just go and do it.
Yeah, and I think psychologically it helps you. Like I think, you know, raising is a lot like dating, and you have to play the game. You have to come off sexy. You have to come off desirable. You have to, find someone to write that first check because a lot of VCs are mimetic and they only write second ones and they wanted initially there was whatever it is. When you're in that mindset of like I'm building a business, I just need to raise capital and like not taking it as some sort of milestone, or a lot of first time founders feel like they have to convince someone to take a bet or that convince that investor to do them a favor almost. And I think putting yourself in the mindset of like, I'm building a business, I need capital, just keeps you professional and keeps the dynamic a bit more balanced. I think it psychologically helps people as well when
So it's
they,
not a mountain you're trying to climb. It's just another it's just another day in the business. Is I need this cash to continue operating. Let's just go find the capital.
yeah, versus raising capital as a way to justify that it's even worth building what you want. And I feel like it just makes you go from, it just helps the power dynamics and it'll help you pitch better. It'll make you be taken seriously because people can smell desperation. If you're looking for a fundraise to give you the self-esteem that you have a good enough idea, you're in the wrong place, you know?
No, it's an egotistical game, isn't it? It's like someone hands you a check for 250,000 or 500K that you've never had before in your life. I can see why someone might think, oh my God, this is a whole lot of capital. And you've never had the discipline of running a business that requires that amount of capital, or even never seen that much in your life. So it's understandable, but I think you raise a good point here in that just get on with it. Just go build the product, build something that people want, make sure they love it, and then continue to iterate.
It'll make it easier to raise. But again, if you're raising thinking that if a VC trusts me and gives me money, that means this idea is worth building, you're thinking about it wrong. If you legitimately prove that you know why this is needed and someone's willing to pay for it, the money's gonna come. There's like this intrinsic confidence will come with like, I know this company would work with capital and I know I'm going to get it and I just need it versus, well, if I don't get capital, then maybe it's not a good enough idea. You know, these people are smarter than me. It's like, no, man, you're going about it the wrong way. Focus on getting the users. The acquisition will come. Focus on building something people want. The money will come. It is hard to find businesses to invest in, you know, but yeah, I don't know. Just, it shouldn't be the way that you define success because then you're not focusing on the right thing. And it's like a catch-22. But yeah, the most amount of money I've ever seen on a bank account was the fundraise. Like the last one we had. I'd never seen
What
that
was
much
that
money.
like?
Kind of weird. You get over it really quick. And then you suddenly realize it's not that much money. When you're running a business, it just burns. It burns. You're just like, fuck.
It's that burn rate. And you're running a SaaS company as well, right? So it's just like you keep adding heads and that burn rate just keeps going up.
We actually don't have a high burn rate. Like one of our largest investors called us the other day, like, you guys need to spend more. It's like, what? We never tell our portcos to do this. You guys don't spend enough. It's like, guys, we'll get there. Relax. I'm not rushing to spend.
Let me ask, why don't you?
Man, I just don't like throwing money at problems. I don't have that kind of fuck you money to throw money at problems. You know, like we're trying to figure out a better go-to-market motion to grow faster, right? I'm not just gonna hire a salesperson like, okay, well, this will fix it. Like, no, it won't. It will just spend more. The amount of time people hire the first go-to-market like engineer or like growth team and it just flops. It's like those kind of hires are really good for adding gas to an already lit fire, but it's just I'm very confident that I will not end up having a higher chance of success if I am outsourcing or paying for, you know, there's two things every startup does. If you really get abstract, build something and sell it. You know, to sell it, and when you're this early stage, they're related, right? Like I will change my roadmap a bit if I notice that a lot of the sales conversations I'm having are leaning towards like, oh, they all really want this feature. They all really want, like a lot of people have been asking for embedded analytics. They want to give Querio to their customers. So we're going to do design partnerships this month with 3 people who are willing to put their money where their mouth is and actually build it out. But that kind of connection between like product and sales happens as a founder, and you need to be like Play-Doh. You need to be malleable at first because you might have the right direction, but you need some massaging, right? Who are the ICPs? How do you actually find them and all those things? And then when it comes to, let's say, getting better at the messaging or at the cadence or at the volume or at the tooling, it makes sense to hire someone for go-to-market. And then when you know, right now we need like what, 2-3 customers a month to hit all of our growth targets. That's not a lot, dude. Like, what else am I going to do with I'm the CEO of a SaaS company, and my full-time job is just to sell. If I can't sell 2 to 3 people, there's a larger problem. Like, how am I worthy? Not worthy, like, how am I going to build a company if I can't even sell to 2 people a month?
Yeah, I haven't built a great
product. What do my investors
right?
invest in? What do they invest in? They're investing in me as a capital allocator. No, you know. But then later on, when I need to get to like 15, 20 customers a month, okay, I need to hire someone who knows how to build a sales team. I don't know how to do that. That makes sense. Someone who knows how to do incentivization structures, who knows how to hire SDRs and account executives, and like kind of get into the more formal sales world. Yeah, okay, hire someone. But this early. And you ask me why I'm not spending more. The number one problem we have right now with the bottleneck is like we need to grow faster. Okay, cool. I think that I'll be ready to spend more when I have a bit more figured out. And then I'll toss all the money at this because at least I know that first principle, I have a clear problem that I know how to get people, but I need to find more of this exact type. And I need to get more efficient with how I do my sales process. Let me get someone who can help me with all this stuff, double my output and help improve the process. Okay, yeah. But to bring someone with this like ethereal figure something out, no one's gonna figure that out better than I am.
And that's why they invest in Rami.
Hopefully they'll invest again. We'll see.
No, I'm sure they will. We're gonna get you to a series. We're gonna get you to a seed, a series A. My whole goal since meeting you is like I want to get to the point where you either IPO or sell off the business, and we're just gonna do these like every couple of months, and we're just gonna follow this. This is like that's the point of the show, right? It's just bet on some really, really small companies because you can't get access to the Series A unless you have this previous relationship. Document their journey and give them a distribution channel. Make it fun and interesting so that they get content out of it. You know, they're going to go off and create their own. Like, give it an opportunity to speak on a platform amongst other CEOs, operators, COOs, CSOs, CIOs, creators, the people building businesses. It's cross pollination of content, cross pollination of ideas. You might see something over here that you go, yeah, actually, that's our target ICP. Let me go connect to him or her. And it's a great way of just building relationships as well. Plus, it's a fuck ton of fun.
It is a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying all of your content. I think you're going in the right direction.